Hello everyone, I'm going to be starting out tonight with the Skoda T50 here. Nice to see some of you guys are here ready. Thanks for tipping Levi a biscuit here, Victor. Come here, little bud. Hey. Hopefully everyone's having a pretty good day though. Tonight, unlike my last stream, which I added on a, kind of like an extra one last night where I did rank battles, kind of back to normal, to where if you have any tank requests, feel free to request any tanks. You can find a tank request list on my website, WoTguru.com, under the live stream section that has a list of everything. Hello, Silver Cricket, Aaron, Bobo, Carl, Floyd, and everybody else popping in here, Jeffrey. Yeah, this is my first battle in this tank here. So we'll see. Kind of ran out of time setting up stuff tonight, so hopefully everything goes off. Not too many problems here. I'm doing pretty well. How are you doing, Silver? Your 1 year anniversary, Grigsby, playing World of Tanks. That's awesome. Well, you made it past the hardest part, starting and learning the game, so. But feel free, if anybody has any requests, you type !requests, press space, and type a tank name in it for it to pop up on my screen. Yeah, so I'd say nobody's pushing on this side. That guy's right to where I'm not going to be able to keep up there, given the lack of armor on this. We ended up losing. Technically, it ended up being a draw, that T57 battle at the end, where I couldn't watch the end of it. I'm actually going to reload, but I'm going to fall back even further here. Yeah, the ranked battles went pretty well last night. If I can like set my mind to it and like just play, kind of tier 10 or battles like that for like a whole stream or like a session, it makes it a little bit easier to pull off battles like that. Alright, got him. I'm just going to reload again even though I still have 2 shells. I don't think I'm going to use them by the time these guys pop up here. But after this battle, I ran out of time setting up the stream because I was busy typing. There is a Q&A kind of that the Wargaming did for upcoming plans in 2018 for World of Tanks PC, to where I typed some of them up to where there's some pretty interesting stuff in it. There's a lot, honestly. It's kind of hard to where I ran out of time formatting it a little bit to where I'm going to pull it up on the screen after the battle here and kind of go over it. Hopefully it's somewhat legible. I just pieced it together in OBS really quick. I'm gonna say I would much like to push in, but there we go. I know better than to go while there's 2 tanks and I'm gonna get spotted. But there's some like interesting tidbits as far as reworking the crew system, premium rounds, preferential matchmaking tanks, and there's a few other things too. Basically none of it's confirmed, but essentially what it was Wargaming, a few of the developers kind of sat down and had a, not like, a meeting necessarily. It was kind of a sit down, and they went over basically some changes that are going to happen and also some ideas that Wargaming's looking to test for the upcoming year. So not everything is set in stone, but more or less it gives you a general idea of what is to come. The previous year, 2017, reworking and replacing some tier 10s and stuff like that, that went through, and a lot of the changes that they were talking about as far as matchmaking came through as well. So, you know, it's kind of a good chance that the things that we see here are going to happen as well. Levi is having a few little hairballs more than usual today. We gave him a bath a little earlier. So 20-second reload, but I can easily reload here before I'm going to want to pop out. Hello, Josh. Nice to see you. Just in time here. Hey, coming from the TVP, this feels amazing. Get that shot. Not a ton of damage though. I was shooting a lot of low HP tanks and just kind of helping my team by taking a few people out, but still not a bad first battle in this, especially when I'm popping around making sure some other things are working. It's always like the first battle of the stream where, you know, making sure everything connected fine and which this weekend, at least for the NA server, you know, there's 50% off consumables. You still have that 30% off, which their RDs might actually back here. I don't know if the second one, second one's back here. As I would say, I was just gonna auto aim, but that first one missed. You know, we still have the 30% off tier 8 to 10s. You know, the 50% off consumables, and also the Object 252U and the Defender is on sale for NA, and also the SEA server. Right, I do not need an Alpine Tiger Wargaming. Got a Master Badge 3rd class though, a Confederate Award. Hello, McFinger. But ended up top 3 as far as experience, top 2 as far as damage, so not that bad as far as first fight here. Sure thing, John. Alright, I got a lot of tank requests here. So let's which I'll pull this up. Honestly, it's not exactly my best work as far as how it looks, but I'll pull this up while I'm typing these tank requests in. It's really purple, but I kind of like purple. I can't spell. But as far as some changes, let's say some of these don't look like request. As far as changes, again, none of these are like confirmed happening, but it's a pretty strong likelihood that they are. Alright, if I missed anyone's request, the command didn't work, but I think I've got the ones I've seen. So just going over some of these, I'm gonna kind of piece them together in between battles because it's gonna take a while to list them all off. Hello, Gunner. Sure, I have the E25 up there. Alex, I got your request. I only catch up on them in between battles. But basically, starting in 1.0, they're looking to remove basically the gold option from premium rounds. They're only going to be purchasable by credits. And then after that, within a couple patches, they're going to rebalance the cost of premium rounds, most likely lower them down, so it's not, you know, god-awful expensive to use them. And then stage 3 of that, so basically say late summer through the end of the year, one of 3 things are going to happen from basically what they're toying with as far as rebalancing premium rounds. So first, remove the gold option. Second, basically lower the price down. And then third, kind of rebalance it to where they're going to rebalance premium rounds. Option 1, you know, penetration, damage, stuff like that. Option 2, remove them completely. And basically option 2 and 3 are kind of the same thing, where option 3, the complete rework of the ammunition system. To me, that's the same as 2, because if they remove premium rounds, they'll be reworking the whole system to where basically you're going to have a choice between, you know, say 1 to 5 rounds, and you can kind of set up your tank like you like you like to, and everything's going to cost roughly the same. What game's that, Stixon? I don't recognize it. Something about Settlers. I play Settlers, the board game, as far as Catan goes. A little bit worrisome that my team isn't pushing, but let's see what happens. But I'll kind of... Aaron, what tank is that? I saw you put request make in there, but that's no tank in the game. So I have no clue. I have no clue what you mean by that. Yeah, my team's not pushing this side, and the enemy team's actually not really pushing this side, to where I'm kind of confused here. Hello, Super Cat and Sam. Nice to see you guys. Got that little building out, just in case. But this has some really huge drawbacks if I run into a lot here. Hello, beef jerky. Alright, so far they literally did not push here. Exactly the smartest move for me right now to move while stunned. But this is a streamed Ensk battle if there ever was one. We have like nobody on both sides. Like, we actually have more people than them over here. I'm just completely lost because they're playing it like a standard battle. Both teams. Usually it's only one team kind of doing that. Assuming this light tank's gonna die to my left. He's actually still got full HP. I'm surprised. But I'm gonna catch up on chat shortly here, given that I'm probably about to get shot up a little bit. Comes to M4 A1 again. Got myself caught in this corner. No, he's got another easy shot on me. I just have no clue how A, this bat chat's alive, and B, why that light tank was still alive. They finally got him. Oh my god. It's just that bat chat, I have no clue how he was still alive, because he literally was driving through the back of the line there, and he only had that 100-ish HP when he was back there, so oh crap, not good. Luckily he missed, but I'm not playing well at all here. This GW Tiger gets shot. My problem is I need to still help this Oho, but nah, he's dead. Oh, I know he's not technically dead right now, but he's dead as far as me pushing in is concerned, because yeah. Oh well. Yeah, we're down by quite a few, and I'm not going to be able to push in to make a 4 tank difference here. Oop, that didn't cause as much damage as I'd like. I was trying to get him to one-shottable, but I didn't even click fast enough to shoot him. Hello, Brian. Nice to see you. I'm glad you could catch it, even though the time difference is a little different. So you're okay? The mouse, Aaron. I was gonna say, I had no clue what make was, but the mouse. I know that tank. Oh God. Alex, I will read all those messages in a little bit. But as far as I saw something about the test server in one of those messages, just go to worldoftanks.com and you'll be able to click on the article and it'll have a link inside of it. I don't have a link for the test server. Beef jerky, a blacklister. So basically, and I don't know if you play World of Tanks or not, but you know, it's something just to block someone from, you don't see their messages, or they can ping the map to like outline a certain spot on the map. You just don't see that if someone's on your blacklist. I put people on it mainly because people abuse the system and like ping the mini map a lot, and it gets really distracting, or they're like, say, cursing out people or shooting your own teammates and stuff. So I put people on that just to kind of you know, keep them from being annoying. Thank you very much, Krigsby, for the tip. Sorry I didn't get a better battle on the Indian Panzer there, but that was such a weird match. I would never have guessed it would have worked out both ways for both of the teams going to that other side of the map there. I've seen that game, yeah. It is a really old game, yes, Dixon, where I've never tried that now. Which, come to say, Brian, let's say we have a few people from Australia who watch. Most notably, I know Nice Cuppa, he's watched for quite some time, and he's from Australia. I try my best with the time zones, you know, stream early and late, you know, both. Oh, Lord. You went a little bit too far out there, GW. But yeah. Oh God, we are getting torn to shreds. They're RU-251 most likely. But yeah, our light tank never spotted. He went to the town where he should have went here. Which I'll remember, since I didn't have a ton of time between matches this round, I'll bring up the kind of the changes that I pulled up earlier. You know, my spiffy purple text and everything. I don't want to just like rattle things off the top of my head. That way, yeah, I cover everything kind of once. Because I typed it all out. The list is pretty long to where it's actually longer than what was shown there, so. Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in, Beef, for the first time here. Glad you found me. But yeah, basically, like, some people use, like, mods and stuff, basically, to kind of indicate potentially, say, players that are, like, bots and stuff. Like, that's another like type of player I'd put on the blacklist. Like, I'm not someone who, if someone plays bad, like I play bad a lot of matches, I feel like, where I just do something stupid and die right away. Like, I don't put people like that on the blacklist. Some people do. Like, I'll put people who aren't just like AFK, but you can tell that they're using like a bot program. I really want to push here, but I'm in a tier 8. And right now, it would be very nice if a couple of our high tiers, like our tier 10s. Oh, I was about to say, sorry, Labobo, you need to be a little bit careful about popping out there. I always stop basically right near that flag area there. If you go farther than that, you're gonna get lit up by basically the center there. Hello, Merlin. Nice to see you. But this RU-251 is just... he kind of killed our team here. Yep, there he is. Thought I was gonna have a potential shot at him, but yeah. Our T-44 though is like he's in an alright spot, but it's not really helping based off of he's not really able to get any useful spots unless they push. Well, I just don't, honestly, I don't have time, but if you mean yourself, Stigson, to stream, people watch old games as far as that goes. Your best bet, you know, you can look it up on Twitch or even YouTube and see if there's anyone streaming it. If there isn't, you know, it might be something to where people looking back for a game, like I do it from time to time, like a game I played when I was younger, stumble across you and watch you. But people play old, you know, they stream old games all the time. Hello, Will. Nice to see you. Hope you're having a good day over there. Or, I guess about to have a good day over there, I should say. I was watching a little bit of figure skating earlier with Ryan. As I say, I'm in some trouble here given I'm in a little measly tier 8 and I don't think we're gonna outcap them. We really need this T-44 to he's gonna turn and just absolutely hammer me here. We're not gonna be able to cap though. I'm gonna get off the cap right now because we still have the numbers. They shouldn't have that many people in the center. Crap, I just shot the ball. Oh, there's a girl 15 behind me. Maybe they do have some people in the center. Oh god. Not good. No, 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 no. I'm most likely dead here. But this is my only chance. It's just, I don't know why we sent too many people down the... We just had way too many people in the valley though. But, you know, it's encounter mode to where the enemy team set up here, got really good shots early on. We never contested the center. And then basically once we started getting to where they could shoot through this little avenue, we were just getting pummeled. Hello G3, nice to see you. Yeah, I'm only a couple matches in, so all's went well so far. Alright, up next though, I've got a Super Conqueror request, so let me queue that up and I'll try to get through a couple more of these bullet points here. But for some other changes coming this year, again, sorry for it looks really bad, the text, but I threw it together at the last minute here. So I'm at basically the rework of limited matchmaking. So KV5 is the first tank they're looking to do. So some premium tanks with limited matchmaking aren't too balanced currently, to where potentially the KV5 they're looking at buffing the small little cupolas in the front, the guns, stuff like that. But basically they're looking to do a lot of them. So say like the FCM 50T, IS6, 112, to where when they rebalance them, that's like their big thing this year for like rebalancing tanks as far as premium tanks go. People that own them, you can either get gold for them when they basically get changed in the patch. You can keep them or you can get a refund, or not a refund, but you can trade it in. Say you have like a KV5 and it costs like, I don't know, say 7,000 gold. You can trade it in for another tier 8 premium worth 7,000 gold, something like that. And then yeah, I'll get to, it's a lot of changes, honestly. I posted some of it in Discord, but I almost plan on, you know, making like a standalone video for it. I'm glad I can help out a little bit, Brian. I'm gonna say World of Tanks is definitely a hard game to master and a definitely start. I'm gonna head this way. They're both in tanks that are better to head on this side, where I'll pop and give us a tier 10 over here. Yeah, I would say I can technically play on the EU server. It's just I don't really have any tanks over there. I have like 250 something battles over on my account there, and they're all low tiers. And I have an Excelsior too. But pales into comparison to what 373 tanks I have now. I'm actually way too high up here. Awesome. He's a little bit angry, that Primo. Hello, nice guy. Nice to see you. But if anyone does want to, you know, pop in and platoon, just send me a message, you know, saying that you'd like the platoon. It does help if you have every tier. Take a look at my tank request list and kind of see what's like on the docket to come up. I like to kind of stick and go somewhat in order to that, or else I start getting fairly confused. Alright, I've got a WZ-120, a couple other tanks to where usually they would push in harder here if there's a lot of tanks. I'm just really concerned I'm going to run into, say, like 4 or 5 tanks here, and it's going to be a pain to push. It's just the Super Conqueror's got armor, but only if I'm hull down. This Defender's actually set up in a decent spot because I can't shoot him and say the T10. I've got to pick which one to shoot, and luckily he popped out a little bit too far there. But when I go for this T10, he's able to pop out and take a shot at me. This Pershing, no. Figured I'd take a pot shot at him, but I should have saved it for the Prima Victoria. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Awesome. Alright. WZ-120 is having difficulty with his gun depression, so I'll take a stab at it here. Thanks for tipping Levi, William. Which this is, you know, part of this little rundown I'm doing about a little Q&A that developers did earlier today about plans of 2018. The Super Conqueror is basically their main tank on the list right now. It'll probably include the new Russian TD as well, in my opinion. For tanks, they're keeping an eye on to be rebalanced because it's performing a little bit too well. No, I'll get the Defender. He's one shot. Waffle Trogger PZ4 is two shot back there. Thank you, Artie, for reminding me that you're in the match. I kind of forgot that there is SVGs for a little bit. Alright, he's actually gonna push on this poor little guy. Unfortunately, I'm stunned here, so I was moving very slow. But yeah. Luckily we got him. We're up by 4. Hello Rich, nice to see you. And Dana and Mojo. Hope everyone's having a good one so far. T150, I can do that. Beef jerky, sure thing. So far 3,300 damage here. I'm honestly just gonna push through. They still have 3 tier 10s, but spot it. Let's say I was wondering who spotted me. I guess it was the Artie. Nope, it was the Scorpion G. I was about to say I was a little confused because the Artie it doesn't have max view range, even with optics, I believe, and it wasn't really in a good. Well, The Object 252U and the Defender is a little bit too good for a tier 8 premium, but yeah, it's still not invincible. I think a lot of people, you know, it's not a, honestly, I would buy it if I didn't have it. Since it's on sale on NA and SEA right now. It's just, you do have to keep in mind if you angle it wrong, the armor's not that great, and the DPM and accuracy is a little bit low. I know the gun depression is what I feel like they'll end up nerfing. They can reduce it by 2 degrees to where it originally was and should have been, for both the tier 9 and the tier 10. Sorry, Scorpion G. And basically, I still feel like it would be a little bit strong then, but it would definitely help. I feel like if they... Basically, if I had to rebalance the Super Conqueror, because right now it craps all over the T110E5, take 2 degrees of gun depression off the Super Conqueror, give the T110E5 the 2 degrees extra gun depression it should have had to begin with, because it only has 8 degrees, I think, instead of the 10 it should have. And then otherwise, the Super Conqueror, I feel like maybe just not nerf the mobility a lot, but maybe a little bit as far as the hull traverse. Take my little list here. So I got a T150, a grind, and a meal. Not a bad match though. Master Badge 3rd class. Got a high caliber award. Real good match, guys. It was kind of an easy match there. We definitely outplayed their platoon. Now going from 10 down to tier 4 here. I'm getting to it, Grigsby, but yes, basically the translations are weird, which is why I'm spending a little bit extra time going through my little list I typed up, even though it looks god-awful. What do you actually... Alright, so next up I have basically, I'm just going to scroll up here on it. Like I said, it's actually pretty long. So, Crew System 2.0. They're looking to make 6 cents on, basically give it to every single crew and basically remove it from a perk, kind of like how consoles, World of Warships, World of Tanks Blitz, 6 cents is on every tank. With that, they're going to rework a lot of perks, potentially add new perks. So basically all your crews are going to be reset for you if they do that, and most likely remove so what I'm talking about, the 50 to 100% basic crew training, the major qualification basically, to where it's these numbers here. So when you go to basically reset, I can't do it here in this, but say you go to do this, the 50 to 100%, remove this, so all crew members basically, they're assigned to a tank, and if you want to move them to a different tank, that's where you'll spend like credits and gold to bring a crew member over. So basically with that, a rework of the crew system, mainly to make it more new player friendly and make it a little bit less complicated. I think everyone will like that. On top of that, which I spelled members wrong, they said they're looking to implement an option, so like I could take this radio operator here who's German for a light tank and basically say switch him and put him in like an American light tank or something, or American TD, to where you can change their nationality. They're working on an option for that as well. Slowly getting through this massive list. Again, I'm probably gonna make a video, a standalone video for it, but I figured since all this information came out earlier today, I might as well touch on it tonight. Hello, Bartek, nice to see you. But getting to that Grigsby, the programs for the elderly, it's a translation problem. So, which thank you very much, Dana, for the tip there. Yeah, light tanks. That's where I've mentioned it a few times. Like, I'm currently a little bit like burned out on grinding a light tank. I still like playing them, but I ground so many of them at the same time when they first came out, the tier 10s, that I did basically every grind at the same time except for the Russians I haven't started. To where, yeah, it's definitely up and down based off of the maps, but getting to that a little later. Light tanks will definitely like some of the changes Wargaming is planning to do this year. Hello JR, nice to see you. And Cutterus. But basically, a lot of this Q&A, basically all of it came from a video that Wargaming posted of like the developer Q&A that happened, where it's in what Russian, I'm guessing, as far as the language, where everyone's translating off of that. I've seen a few different translations from it, and I'm basically basing some of it off of, I've played the game since 2011, and I've done, tons of guides and kept up with, all the leaks and rumors and stuff, to where I tweaked it a little bit, because I honestly don't know Russian or anything. I tweaked a little bit based off of, what Wargaming's most likely to do, instead of just going off of, like, the literal translation, like some people have done. One good website, like I'd link to, I forget the name, it's like Rightcozet or something, .net or .info. They usually have some pretty good stuff as far as like breaking news. It's a Polish World of Tanks blog, but everything you do have to translate from that. But they typically have, they don't post anything unless it's like factual, but you do have to read between the lines a little bit. But well, most likely, usually it's like a day later when you'll see the news, as far as like the dailybounce.net, read a status report.live post stuff, because it takes them a little bit to get it translated. I cannot pen an OI experimental. I used to be able to, but not anymore. So I'm actually gonna stay right about here and try to, I think my shells travel this far. We'll find out here shortly. Didn't travel that far, that guy died, but I did not hit him. It is well worth it to get the defender in 252, yes. Hello, Arctic. What do you mean patch notes, Arctic? The Luva has been buffed for quite some time. It is basically, it's a better credit earner than, say, a 252 defender, but people, the main reason the defender gets as much love as it does is basically because it's pretty strong for its tier. It earns less credits, but it has a higher win rate and, say, damage per game than the Luva. Pretty decent match, all things considering, given that we're bottom tier here. Thanks for tipping Levi a biscuit, Doug. Which I forget whether or not I got the second tip for him from Will. I'm gonna give him. I'm down. I'm almost out of biscuits here for him. I'm gonna give him 2 here. Hey, buddy. Yeah, you heard him, right? There you go. Alright, but nice little win for us here. We're bottom tier, so I'm just glad that we got a win here. Hello, cut, which let me get into a grind here. I'll send you an invite in, maybe 1 or 2 more battles here, cut. Hey, make sure you swallow it, dog. He's always so such in a rush to eat his biscuits during a stream that he forgets to chew them. So I always try to like break them up. Yeah, I'll send you an invite shortly. Cut. Which hello, I think I said hi, Doug. You tipped Levi. Hello, Andrew as well. Which let me get back to some of these changes. So I'm basically at this point. So the patch after 1.0 coming, they're looking to remove team damage entirely from World of Tanks. They still have to test it, but the likelihood of it happening, I think, is pretty high. Next up is basically they're looking to implement a karma system. So a few other games have it, like League of Legends, Overwatch, to some extent. But basically, instead of just having a complaint system to where you report somebody, you know, for like team damage or being a bot and stuff, they're looking to implement something to where you can like upvote somebody for like having a good match, teamwork, you know, being a nice person, like answering your questions, something in a battle, to where you can upvote someone essentially. So that'll be definitely a nice addition in my opinion. This is the second battle we've run into on the other team. For anyone that watched, it was the first PlayerUnknown's Battleground stream I did. Avalon 304, he played with me a little bit. He's on the enemy team again. They're on our Lakeville battle on the enemy team. And I forget how to pronounce his name, Savo and Uberdice, they're platooning there together. But Avalon, he actually makes skins for tanks. They're pretty cool. You can just look up, they're in Aslan's mod pack, but you can look up, he has a website for them as far as modifying to make tanks look a little bit more historical. If you just search like Avalon's mod shop or World of Tanks, it'll most likely pop up right away. Now this is my newest grind. I bought this because I really didn't feel like grinding the AMX M445 anymore, but AMX 65T is probably the worst tier 8 heavy tank in the game currently. I'm running it fully elite, I should say. I'm gonna give it a shot running this loadout, but most people use the stock turret given it loses some weak spots on the top. You know, you lose a cupola, although the cupola is weaker on the stock turret. There's only one instead of two. And they also use the smaller gun because you gain 2 degrees of gun depression and like a sliver of DPM, but basically you need to spam gold out of it. I'm kind of on the fence about what I want to do, so I went, you know, top turret and also the top larger gun here just to give it a try, because you still have 8 degrees of gun depression, but hello, Silva, nice to see you. Kind of. He knows what a biscuit is, so yeah. But we're, you know, I gotta go to the pet store anyway to get him a couple other things, so usually I grab him. Basically everything he can eat, I grab him, because he can't have a ton of things since he's allergic to a lot of stuff. So I just grab him whatever he can eat, and they usually have like 3-4 different treats that don't have. The main thing is I should have loaded a standard round, but I'll whack him in the turret roof with E shell. Main thing is like he can't eat gluten, of course, but potatoes are in a lot of dog treats. Hello, Dingo and Lawrence. Nice to see you. Hey, Fridays are always busy here. I'm glad to see everybody. Between platooning and, yeah, having to cover all these changes, I got my hands full tonight. I don't know why I did that. That was such a stupid error by my part. And I just got nailed and dead. All just to kill that one guy. But fortunately, we're up by 2. But that was definitely not worth it for me to push in. I was just rushing it a little bit. But we should actually be pretty good here, honestly. Alright, so let me get some of these other requests up here. But I don't think anyone's, you know, arguing the Luva's a really good premium now that they buffed it. But statistically, you know, the 252U/Defender, it does have, it's about 4% higher win percentage, and also, like, as far as that damage and stuff, it does more damage on average. But the Luva is one of the highest credit earners. Up there, you know, you have the Lorraine 40T, the Strev S1. But yeah, we just lost a lot of people because they have basically a lot of people camping back here, and their platoon had pulled back, given that they were losing pushing on the hill, given that type 4s aren't the best at pushing and shooting down, like if someone's higher than you, and you have to use a little bit of gun depression when you get towards the top, so they're having a little difficulty there. Same with the Object 252Us. As long as we push this hard before these mediums get up here, we should be fine. But let me start a giveaway here. But so I'll play one more battle here before I'll send I'll send you an invite after this next battle coming up. Bartek, again, like, I'm not arguing with you. It's just I'm basing that off of if you go to vbattic.net, I think it's .net, it basically bases it off of recent battles, to where the 252U is statistically better from what people, it's not based off of everybody's battles, but only those that opt into uploading their stats to that site. IS-3A versus IS-3. I can't say like that tank's been out for a while and I don't run into him much, but basically the IS-3A, if I'm not mistaken, it's weaker as far as armor goes, but you basically gain a little bit of DPM over the standard IS-3. I forget the exact differences though. Basically you're more situated, I feel like, on firepower. Unfortunately though, the enemy, they just turtled up there and it ended up working. Alright, so Levi has a pick here. Why don't I'll play a tier 9 that I haven't really played in a while. Why don't I hop into... I haven't played a T-54 in a while. Alright, so let me get into the rest of this text. I'd like to finish this here. So I'm basically right about this point, if you can see my little hand moving around there. So they're testing currently and looking at finally this year the option of hiding your username and also your stats. They're doing a couple different tests in battle, basically preventing XVM from showing stuff. So that's on the server side, because they can't just like toggle your name off. Basically they have to cut off your stats getting sent to the client. But they're testing that. They're also looking to implement a little bit stricter rules on what mods work in the game. They already kind of started to do that, but Basically what that means is like Wargaming has to give a developer like approval, like a key almost, to authenticate the mod, or else it might say trigger that you're using something illegal, or it won't work at all. I don't think it'll come into play with like tank skins and stuff, but like mods like XVM, stuff that changes the client more so than just replacing a tank skin. They're also looking to implement something a lot of mods do, session-based stats. So you'll see that like in the garage, so it tallies up like your win versus losses, your damage per game, stuff like that, how many credits you've earned since you've logged in for that day. Have they ever nerfed a premium tank? No, Merlin. They've rebalanced them a couple times, so like the Super Pershing, Type 59 and stuff. But basically, if they ever change a premium tank, they always offer you a refund, more or less. Like the Type 59, they didn't, because that was a really long time ago. But those changes were actually like a static buff for the tank. Super Persian was more dicey, to where they changed it quite a bit. They actually changed it 2 times to where, you know, you did have the option to basically get a refund. But they more or less, they'll never nerf a premium tank. That would just... you know, basically be against their interest and anger a lot of people. The opinion about the 252U against the Liberté, you know, I like the AMX M449, you know, the Liberté, but you know, it basically has a few more drawbacks than, say, the Object 252U. As far as, you know, it has a little bit larger side profile with definitely a lot less armor. You also have a little bit less of a hard-hitting gun and a much easier weak spot with that really weak cupola. But it's not, you know, it's not a bad tank, but I do think it's balanced. The 252U is mainly just a little bit too good because, more or less compared to other tanks that it plays like in its tier, you know, basically heavy tanks, you know, lots of armor, basically on the front. The sides aren't terrible either, but they're not great, and a hard-hitting gun. More or less, it just is really easy to play, but statistically it's a little bit better than a couple tier 8 heavies. Like me personally, I don't care if I'm fighting a 252U, but if I'm in a lower tier, definitely you're a little bit at a pretty huge disadvantage compared to if you're against a different tank. I don't have enough people to work with in center, but I can't push down there either. I'm gonna try to make the center work, I guess. Congrats on winning the raffle again, John. You are very lucky. The Type 59, what they ended up doing, they actually buffed, I'm trying to remember, because they changed it 2 different times. Basically, they actually buffed the armor in some spots while nerfing it in others. Mobility was actually lowered a little bit at one point, but they gave it basically a higher damage shell per shot. And by doing that, they tweaked the reload time, but at the same time, they actually kept the DPM the same, if not a little bit higher, if I'm not mistaken. That was really rewarding there. Yeah, they're just pushing right through the center because we don't have enough people down here. They all funneled right down into the bottom. I can't save him. Unfortunately, I just don't... Going alone against a defender in an M103 is not in my best interest right now. But yeah, the Type 59, a lot of people might have screamed nerf, but it wasn't a nerf. They basically, it was, you know, like a literal rebalance to where they buffed some things and nerfed some things, but it actually made the tank better than it originally was. E44 is actually using APCR, but he just fired. I've got to be careful because there is another tank over here. Yeah, I got him. Just we're losing tanks left and right, and I just don't have enough go around here. I'm trying my best though. Crap, I missed. Don't let him get back. Dude. I don't think I'm gonna be able to come back here, but never know. Only down by one. It's just I have a feeling that Artie is 100% aiming at me right now. Yeah, I saw that 257 replay. I think G3. If people don't know where to shoot you in that thing, it's probably one of the hardest tanks to pen at tier 9. But you know, if you know where to shoot the 257, you can get around its armor. But it all kind of depends on the gun caliber as well. I think I'm going to be a little bit too late here. I need to get this defender out, yeah, before they kill the Strev, because now I'm popping into basically a E100 defender. Some and a 183, the boot behind him. Oh no, I got no repair kit. Oh, good, good. Ah, my gun's out. No, I want to shoot. My gun is out. Good job. We're still not out of this. Oh, they got our Artie. My gun is damaged though. Oh lord. I'm just going full heat T54 here. Crap, I got myself a little bit too far out. I didn't think he was gonna push that far. And I just missed. That's basically, that's the end of it here. As far as getting a win. Yeah. I screwed up there. He's gonna be able to kill me before I shoot, or not. Now they did. But yeah, that was still gonna be tough, but I needed to literally hit every single shot there and get the 183. I should have went with Labobo, but it was still gonna be tough there. But yeah, make sure you guys third class. Yeah, oh well. I thought it was gonna be a little bit higher, but still a pretty good fight. It's just didn't work out in our favor there at the end. Alright, so I need to send cut. I think you're out of a battle. Yep. Oop. See you, Labobo. Thanks for popping out here. I was just about to ask. Thanks, yeah, thanks for the battles though. Alright, so I have a Centurion Action X up next. West, hello Flame, nice to see you. I'll get to the ultimate challenge in a bit to Floyd. Once things die down a little bit here. A personal reserve going again. Hardest part about World of Tanks is knowing where to be and when to be there, so As far as the new tank in March, it's leaning towards either the Carnivarn Action X, Samoa SM, or T44 Lightweight. I would say most likely the Carnivarn Action X. I don't think it'll be the new Italian premium, like some people are saying. Which, hello, a world with tanks gaming. Nice to see you. I think a lot of people are excited for new graphics. But basically right now, the Italian tank's actually still in super test and they haven't finished the model, that's why I think it's highly unlikely. Like, Wargaming's already went through super testing and balancing the 3 tanks I listed. Everything's done for them. Why would they release an Italian tank where the Italians aren't releasing anytime soon? This is Klondike. It's a 30v30 grand battle map. Technically the newest tank in the game, or not tank, map in the game. William, I'll post it in Discord. I'll try to copy and paste it if you want to read it there. But basically there is a developer Q&A. It's a video. It's not in English or anything. It's in Russian, I believe, where people are translating it. I posted one link in Discord to the one article kind of talking about it. But basically I pulled everything from there. Like, I personally don't know Russian, but I used a couple different sources that were translating it and pulling different tidbits from it and compiled them, and then tweaked it from there to make it a little bit more easy to read, because some of the translations are a little bit funky, given that you had people translating it like from Russian to Polish to English, and yeah, things got lost in translation. But everything's kind of speculation, nothing's like set in stone. Just kind of gives you like a general sense as to what Wargaming's working on. But hopefully I'll be able to make a video about it. I'm not sure when. I'm fairly busy this weekend, unfortunately. You know, it's a time in World of Tanks where tons of information's coming out, but I've got my hands full this weekend, where I don't know if I'll be able to get it done, you know, soon. It'll probably be like next week. Where you know, everything's kind of purple and doesn't look nice because I'm a little bit low on time right now. Yeah, it's in on Discord. It's in just World of Tanks, the public one. Confused as to why this Super Conqueror is not taking more damage. That Type 5 was just kind of looking at him for a little bit. Job cut. About to probably get smacked here. I can't shoot, Type 5. What are you doing? Oh my god. That is really stressful. Missed. Not great for me to go against the FV4005 stage 2 alone, but at Type 5 I could have taken a shot and probably shot over him, but it wasn't worth the risk. The Italian tanks are basically just slated for some point this year, maybe. It's just, you know, Wargaming, they never can set anything in stone because, you know, they're kind of posting things as they're being developed. But basically, the next nation most likely is the Italians. It was Polish tanks, but then they kind of got delayed a little bit. But nobody, even Wargaming doesn't know when they're releasing them, honestly. Once they start posting like tidbits about super testing, that's when you have a better clue. But right now, literally the only thing they're testing for Italian tanks are like the general stats. They don't even have tank models for the tech tree tanks yet. The only one modeled is the tier 8 premium, but it's actually not finished. It's like, I'd say it's roughly like 75% finished the last we saw it. As far as like, it's in HD, but it's not like completely polished up. No problem, Will. Fortunately, we kind of lost up here, and battle as a whole. Okay. Yeah, let's say need to get back before this Type 5 smacks me. Fortunately, it's got RD'd. Yeah, we're kind of surrounded here. Oh, I shot him with heat on the side. But yeah. Oh well, but let me definitely get through this little list. So at this point, I'm right about here. So new personal missions with new tanks coming after them, coming in the fall this year. They plan on releasing the option to buy premium tanks with bonds to some extent, whether they're like special tanks or just like tanks in the tech tree. Who knows? Let's see, let me get the E25 queued up. Yeah, it seems like every Friday I'm like bouncing off the wall with there's so much stuff going on. Why can't they wait until like my Sunday streams? So they're reworking. So after 1.0 comes out, basically small maps like Ensk, Karelia, Mines, they're basically going to take them and they're actually going to expand them out a little bit. Whether it's just like the scale of the maps or add more playable area, they're going to rework them and make them larger. That's something that's confirmed more or less. Like they basically stated that's what they're going to be doing to fix those maps for high tiers. They don't plan on nerfing the Type 5 heavy. A lot of people complain about that, but if premium ammo gets changed, that'll be a change for it. They're looking at nerfing the Super Conqueror. We're going to have special game modes this year. In May, the football mode in June through July, the fall and the new year. One of them is going to be the frontline mode. If I had to guess, that was my little tidbit I added in there, given that they've stated they're looking to add frontline into the game at some point. I think it'll be a special event, most likely I would say the spring here. So that's the 30v30 with attack and defenders, and basically you can respawn, repair your tank, and re-equip ammunition in the battle too. Yes, Polish tanks, they use that. I'm actually going to pull back a little bit here. I don't think we're gonna... maybe not. I honestly don't know where I want to go right now, because I'm really confusing myself trying to get through that list. Basically I'm platooning and doing tank requests, and yeah, I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here, but I can kind of blame that on all the coffee I drank. Haven't been spotted yet. Guy's probably angry, but he shouldn't drive out there. That's that guy's fault for driving out to that spot in a tank that large. Crap, missed that shit. Spot it there. Let's hope that there already doesn't hit me. Barely behind him. It's just, that's such a shame I missed those shots. But I'll catch up on chat here shortly, guys. It's a little hard to E25 being such a fast little TD and just firing fast. It's hard for me to drive and take shots with it. Basically exploit everything about the E25. Ran over that tree. Oh lord, I can't damage a KV5, especially from this range. Can keep him spotted though. Mr. Fury. Sorry, Mr. Fury. Oh, you're so lucky. He's dead. That's why I shot at that tank. I was like, I saw he got damaged again. I thought I had missed him, honestly. Doing my best to spot a little bit. This he's gotta spot me. Or not. I'm really surprised he did not spot me here. I take my chances though and shoot at him. Couple bounces there. Thanks for changing the overlay. If somebody had purchased, yep, yeah, I saw you purchased it, Dana. Need to get myself different spot though. Let's say both of their tier 8s are on the left, so I can't even pen the Strav S1 from the front. I'll actually bounce off of him unless I can hit him in the side. I'm gonna hope that I don't actually want him to be there. I'm not gonna take shots at him there. To abuse the E25's camouflage here. Ah, crap, he's here. He's probably like, how's someone shooting me in the back? Guy's probably the same exact thing too. Fortunately, he got turned around in time. Gonna take one more shot, but that's pretty much all I can go through here. Yep, now I'm seen. I should have stayed there, but I wasn't getting good shots there. Down here safely. Have a lot of catching up to do with the chats after this battle, since you know, it is really hard to drive this little thing with a lack of a turret and the speed it has. Like, I glance over and I might, you know, get popped given that I'm one-shottable here. It's just, I wish that we would forget about that Tiger right now. If we kill their KB5, we win this, because their Strive S1 won't be able to hide anymore. He's back a little bit. Hoping this KB5 pulls back like he was. I don't think he's going to. There's a Rudy. Is he there? Yeah, I'm dead. Whew, maybe not. No! Sorry, I almost just crashed into him a little too hard there. At least we're gonna get a win here, most likely. It just... Okay, there we go. It all depends on Streb S1 and where he's set up, to be honest. As far as Amazon affiliate, I am a part of the affiliate program. I don't have a link specifically for Australia, but yeah, that's something where I've just been honestly a little, you know, I've been scattered all over the place, like really busy. Busier than I typically have been in the winter, to where basically for each individual country, I have to like file all of the tax and basically paperwork. It takes about, I would say, a half hour to an hour per country, to where it's just something to where I have a couple of them set up. Like, you can find links in the video description, or if you go on WoT Guru, you see some affiliate Amazon stuff there. It's just, you know, going through each country has been a little bit difficult, having to set some things up. Some of it's not even translated at times. Australia, of course, would be fine. I can read Australian. I'm just kidding. Alright, so let me change the overlay color here a little bit. Thanks for buying that. Green going. Hello, Gavistar, nice to see you. That sounds really good though, William, that dinner. You can't beat a good steak. Got a Confederate award here though. Really good job, cut. And then, unfortunately, like I did okay. But this KV5 was just clogging up. I couldn't pen him. I think John ended up, he got him. But we just couldn't pin that guy over there. Ah, good, you got a mission. I got one done too. Alright, so I have a mouse up next here. Let me pop into this little guy. Thanks for tipping Levi a biscuit, Gavistar. As far as identifying a bot beef jerky, hey little buddy, hey, go. Honestly, I would not even paying any attention to, you know, people spend too much time like yelling at people that they think are bots that report them or stuff. More or less, as far as seeing if one, like H said in the chat too, you can't 100% confirm or deny, or basically you can't confirm whether someone is, because sometimes people disconnect or something bad happens like AFK and whatnot. But basically a lot of bots, you know, they'll hang around a cap in like predetermined spots, and you'll notice that they only auto aim on like the closest tank that's like to them that's spotted. So sometimes they're just like firing at walls and stuff, and their turrets are moving weird and whatnot, to where they usually don't move outside of the cap too much, because bot programs, a lot that people use, say like the really bad ones, because there are some, like, I don't want to go too in depth because they're 100% illegal to use, and Wargaming will ban you because they ban people every couple months. And yeah, why play if you're using a bot? It's no fun anyway. Basically they'll just go to like a predetermined spot near the cap, their cap, and just camp there and auto aim at whatever is basically spotted within of their render range. They're about the same, Gavistar, as far as how they're playing. Like the E75 and E100. I think the E100 is a little weak with mainly its turret and the premium round usage currently, but you know, they've kind of stayed steady throughout the past couple of years. Okay, let me add this PZ7 to the list. But I'm gonna finally try to knock off the rest of this to where currently I'm down here to where in this area. PvE mode, they're looking to add that in the World of Tanks this year finally. Specifically, they're looking at adding like a historical mode. So they tried that before, but nobody wanted to play the low tiers in the fights to where, say, basically you have like a Tiger 2 right now. If you queue up for, say, if they do a historical PvE mode, it'll make your Tiger 2 basically a historical loadout to where you can't modify it, and basically everything's factoring for you as far as modules. You don't actually have to equip them. To where you'll go into a fight, say, with your team will have like 2 Tiger 2s, like a Tiger, like 5 Tiger 1s or something, and then a bunch of lower tier, like say tier 4, tier 5 and stuff. Those most likely are going to be the bots in that mode. To where they tried to do that before, but nobody wanted to play the lower tiers, and you know, basically that mode fell flat on its face after the first week. So they are looking to add PvE in this year. They've been adding in, you know, better bots when it comes to they've been adding them into the new player proving grounds and stuff over the past couple of years to where it looks like it's finally ready. They're gonna put the PvE in. So much to cover tonight. I'm not gonna be able to talk tomorrow. Well, honestly, I wouldn't put too much weight into, like, buy a tank if you think you're gonna like it. Like the E100, E75, they've got armor, and you know, they have pretty good guns on them. The mobility isn't too bad. Like, it's better than, say, the mouse and the VK 4502B. They have a little bit. Oh lord. That was actually my bad. But I actually didn't think. I thought you were aiming that way, but it's all good. When it comes to like getting tanks just because they might be the flavor of the patch, like as far as too strong and stuff like that, you're just gonna cause yourself way too much, which we're so outmatched over here. Like, we don't have the tanks compared to their team. You're just gonna cause yourself so much stress and frustration with the game if you're chasing tanks all the time. Thank you, Super Conqueror, for nailing me. Probably in the one spot he could pen me there. I was a little bit over angled, but he hit me right on that little lip. I can't actually pen him unless I can hit his lower plate. But this is just a typical match on this map to where the enemy put more tanks in this area. We had a few tanks that pushed a little bit too far too early, and the rest is history. Looking too good for us here. Yeah, they're just gonna use APCR. I'm not even gonna bother because at this point, it doesn't even matter what happens now. I'm gonna end up dying in the next like 10 seconds. Yeah, I can't even pen. But, oh well. This map, it's it's very lopsided if your team doesn't have an early little win here. I don't even know why I just used my med kit. But their mouses are both throwing a full APCR, and they just chewed through a couple of our tanks there. That guy actually played a little bit too far, but oh well. I actually popped out of the battle a little too early there, but all is good. I don't think anyone on our team really played that well. But I've got one more fight here for platooning, and then I need to hop over to solo because I have so many things to catch up on here, honestly. But I hate when you're outmatched in that area and it's just kind of a done deal. I was say, was John still alive? I'm not sure. I honestly wasn't even paying that much attention because I was just getting swarmed there. Yeah. But anyway, I guess I should use this time for catching up. Here I'm finally at the bottom though, to where they're looking to add. Oh, I was gonna say cut. I can play one more here. Are you sure? I was about to say I have one more to where I don't know if you thought I was typing that before there. But they're looking to have replays in the client. Total War Arena currently has it to where basically you're not going to have to pop out of the client to watch your replays anymore. A new program, so this is getting to where some of the translations are off. It says like a new program or something for old players or like elderly players. So they're looking to add a new program in at some point in this fall, it looks like, to where basically if you've played the game for a long time or also you haven't played in a while, they kind of have a program currently where you can invite old players back, and there's a reward tank if they get like a certain amount of experience, stuff like that. They're looking to basically increase that and give people more incentive to come back to the game if they've played it prior, basically to this year, I guess, or if you played it for a long time to keep you playing. They're increasing the personalization of tanks too, so we already have paint and we have kind of that new camouflage system to where they plan on adding. What I think will happen is basically every tier will be able to use the paint instead of just tier 8 premiums and tier 10s. They're adding more 2D options, so I think that's going to entail basically you might be able to position like emblems and stuff wherever you want instead of them being static. I don't think there'll be like 50 spots, but you can basically put a certain amount on your tank where you want them. Then eventually there's 3D customization, so you'll be able to say, like right here, how there's whatever this tarp is, like you'll be able to add like a log here or something on your tank in certain areas, like nothing crazy, like it's gonna basically affect gameplay, like it's not gonna count as armor, and nothing too silly, like you can't like put a log sticking straight up out of your turret roof or something. But they have talked about making like camouflage nets basically visible on your tank if you have one equipped, and basically like adding the stuff like tracks and logs and stuff, but it won't affect any tank performance. But anyway, thank you Lacey for the follow over on Twitch. That's about it as far as that little tidbit of Q&A from earlier today. I'll basically copy and paste it and put it on Discord for anyone that wants to see the full little list, or maybe I'll go over it again at the very end of the stream, since it was a lot basically to go through here between battles, so I probably should have done that a little bit differently. I just knew, since I'm a little bit busy this weekend up until I stream Sunday night at 8, I'm pretty busy between now and then, to where I wouldn't be able to really touch on that until then. But that's where a lot of the translations right now, translating it basically says like, basically if you're old, like age wise, it seems like they're doing something for old people, but more or less, it has nothing to do with that. To where it's basically for, as you know, long-term players in World of Tanks, or people that have played and then say quit, and trying to get them back into the game. I could be wrong, but as far as the translating it and stuff, that seems to be the case. Fortunately, being bottom tier here. Whoops. No. I was say I was trying to type John, but in that scenario, so being bottom tier, like getting over there is helpful, since you know got through that gap early. Ooh, I guess got set on fire too. But like I just took a shot I shouldn't have there from the T-34. Basically in that scenario though, instead of trying to poke out, because he can pen you even if you're angled, what you're gonna want to do is basically just try to pull him around said corner and then shoot his track wheel so he kind of gets stuck out there, and you know everyone back here can do damage to him, and you can also do damage as well. It's just, you know, being bottom tier, you can still take like aggressive stances like I do sometimes. It's just you have to like set up and then basically try to bait someone like around the corner and get them tracked, or get them to pop out and basically take more shots from you and your teammates than what they're doing on you. Fortunately here I lost all my HP. I don't really have a good chance to pen this OI. Yeah. And they've basically got us around it more or less. Oh Lord, I wasn't even paying attention there. I was reading your comment, Rich, but it's not your fault. I stuck myself out there. I thought I was a little bit further back this way. But, you know, mistakes like that happen. I can't say I know for sure what you should go for, but I would probably, because I've never played the Tiger 2 stock, I would probably say the turret would be better, especially if you don't mind using a couple premium rounds until you get the better gun, because the Tiger 2 already has some issues with armor. Having a little bit better armor, it should improve the V range and also the HP of the tank, so you get more bonuses than just, say, armor on the turret. Well, as far as what I was talking about, as far as basically rewarding like players coming back to the game or long-term players, they currently have in the game where if like you invite someone into the game, whether it's a new player or returning player, you can get a free premium tank out of it. So the person doing the inviting, and both players get added experience. Yeah, I was gonna say that last one wasn't too well for any of us there, but sorry about the battle in the T-150. I think it was Beef Jerky, I think, requested it. Yeah, sorry if you're still hanging around here. That was not the best battle on that, but bottom tier, don't do what I did and pop out in front of a T-34. It's not the best thing there. Alright, but basically what I was trying to get to here, so they have the recruit thing in here to where if you invite people, you basically get an experience modifier to where it's based off of you know, basically when you've invited them, when they've started playing, and you can get a free tank out of it and stuff, whether it's, you know, 1 million credits here and free crew members, and basically ending. I already have the tank. It's forget the exact name of it. The T95E2 here. So they're looking on basically improving that more or less. Say our team got torn to shreds over there. I was gonna say, I actually just finished up platooning Maxim, but I can do one battle here with you if you'd like. I have a grind up next, so I can pop into a tier 8 grind. I don't know if you're in a battle. It doesn't look like you're in a battle or not, but Lacey, as far as the old people thing, so there is a Wargaming Q&A. Essentially, there's a video of it. A lot of the World of Tanks blogs have it, to where people are translating it, and it said something basically like new or improvements or rewards for elderly players. So basically what it actually translates to, instead of taking like a literal translation, is basically a new system to reward people that have played the game for a very long time, and also getting people that have played the game and then say quit, say in the past couple years and haven't played since then, to get back into the game. So think like special missions, potentially like earning a premium tank for, say, getting like, say, experience over a certain time period or something. So something along those lines. Hello, Iron TV and ZZ staff. Nice to see you guys. Well, Wargaming already does it, and that basically what I guess went over there as far as the recruit system, but the translation people are putting out there that they're gonna do something for like old people, say like if you're age 50 plus, it's not true, honestly. If it happens, like, I'm very wrong if it happens, but I don't think that they'll do that. And just knowing how people usually just put it through Google Translate and post whatever comes out of that, if they're posting something like really quick to be one of the first like blogs to post it, it's usually wrong as far as the translation. Where looking at what several people posted in the video itself, it looks like they're talking about a system to reward, like, say you've played the game like me since 2011, like they might add in like you get credits for, I don't know, 20,000 battles or something along those lines. You already see those little pop-ups for like the amount of wins you have and battles you fought already, to where maybe they're going to tie rewards to them. And then I would feel like they'd be better off than the current system where you need someone to invite you back to the game, to where it'll probably be automatic. Like they'll send you an email saying, oh, like, you know, you haven't played the game, come back now and get like, I don't know, 5x experience for the first 20 battles or something. Something along those lines. I'm just throwing out examples. Nothing's set in stone, no, it's just the Q&A in question is basically Wargaming developers talking about like plans that they're throwing around and like certain ideas that they're currently testing. Alright, so I'm going to spend eternity reloading here. Hopefully no one pushes on me. Right now we're really heavily weighted in the north. Report the fake Labobo. I will try to get to that shortly, Labobo. Sorry, I'm a little bit. Usually I'm like really good at multitasking, but I'm a little bit like overwhelmed tonight trying to catch up on all the little tidbits I've thrown in. I actually, because I haven't even gotten to, I had like a hour or so free time to where, if you guys remember, I made like a little image in Photoshop because I plan on making a video about power creep and armor creep over 2017 basically. Now we're into 2018 now. I actually made a couple more images. Yeah, I'm gonna get absolutely hammered here. Luckily he missed me though, unfortunately. Engine, my poor little engine. Chrysler got me. I wasn't even paying attention. I made some images where I honestly don't even have time to show them tonight because I didn't even get time to put them in OBS. I basically took frontal shots of every tier 10 and sorted them as far as heavies, mediums, lights, based off of their effective armor in the front, and lined them all up against one another based off of like the oldest tanks to the newest tanks, just showing like the progression of armor improving over time. So it's going to be part of a video. It's just taking a while to put it together since I'm basically having trouble finding time outside of streams to actually get stuff done on the computer. But let me I'll try to delete the extra Lobobo here. Oops, sorry that's loud there. I don't know if it let me actually delete it though. Okay, it deleted it. Lobobo, there you go. Unfortunately, our team just ended up collapsing there, but I didn't exactly do my best there. Yeah, sorry I can't do any more Maxim. I'm on to the meal 2 here. I'd like to, you know, finish. I have an ultimate challenge coming up, and I've got a lot of different things to catch up on here in the stream. But thanks, I'm glad I could get in one battle at least, and that our tiers lined up there. Get these, which I also, you know, I need to buy. Basically Tuesday's stream, I need to basically reconfigure my entire chat bot here on YouTube and also Twitch to work basically the commands to work for purchasing stuff, since that's going to be coming down next week for Fussbot here on YouTube. So I've got that massive task ahead of me as well. But let me start a giveaway here to get that going. I'm just gonna go to the center here. As far as the defender, it's not really hype. It is basically the best tier 8 premium when it comes to like high alpha heavy tank. It's not the best profit earner as far as net profits, and you know, it's not necessarily completely overpowered. It's a little bit too good against tier 8 and unders, but against tier 9s and 10s it doesn't have the DPM, and its armor does show some cracks against higher tiers, especially if you don't angle it right, because you're not really supposed to angle it all that much. But if your lower plate's showing, it's basically going to get cut through like butter if a elite tier 8 plus is shooting at you. But it is a good tank. Like, I would say if you had to buy one tank and you care more about performance than just say raw profit, it's probably the best tier 8 premium you can buy. I actually wanted to track him with my second, but yeah, it's definitely not like, say, press what is it, the R key 3 times and drive forward and you're immune. You know, it's not those levels of broken. Thanks, Andrew, for the challenge. Yeah, I've got several changes I need to catch up with for the stream, so probably in the next couple weeks you'll see a few changes I have to do before I change my schedule here a little bit to line up with my work schedule. But I'm hoping to keep as many things as possible the same as I am doing right now. Hopefully, if anyone did ask a question and I missed it, since the chat's going really fast tonight, you know, feel free to ask it again. I don't think I missed any questions though, but we'll see. But I'll probably get into the 121 up next before I'll get the challenges done after that. Team's technically doing well here. I'm just really hesitant to push here given there's an Oho that can dirt me and I can't actually push through here. I can definitely damage this guy, but hope that their TDs don't hit me here. This SU all the way back here. The penetration and accuracy on this tank is definitely lacking. Honestly, the defender, it's pretty easy to play to where basically just keep your frontal armor pointed at the enemy, smack them with your gun. Like, it doesn't have the best accuracy nor the DPM, but you basically try to cover your lower plate as much as you can and don't overextend. That actually might have just cost us, I don't want to say the game, but that FE just lost all of his HP by pushing out there, which I would never have done that in that tank. You don't have any armor, and he just threw away being able to trade shots. Like, we are up, so that's why, you know, I don't want to say he like threw it, but I need to honestly have time to go out over here, but I'm afraid the FE 4005 is going to die. Right now we actually have a bat chat pushing, so that's a little scary. But I'm trying to get over here so I can get a little bit better angle on him. Hello, World of Pools and JJ. I say the E100, like, E100 isn't my favorite tank to play at tier 10 when it comes to like super heavies, but it is nice having that 750 damage gun. It's just you really have to be keen on keeping your turret angled when anyone's shooting at you, or else it doesn't feel like it has the amount of armor that it does have. I have a problem right now. I should have went to the center. Because all they did was pull back and they're camping now. But this 268 can hit me from the ridge line. Decisions, like, yeah, I can't push there anymore because we have Type 4s camping the backside of the ridge, or the hill I should say, and a 268 overwatching them. I think our best bet is basically winning this side. It's honestly not worth pushing there. Or if we can push this side, we can take shots there, then someone can go here, and this all comes down to killing this bat chat here. I hope I'm not too late. This T-28's dead. Maybe, maybe, no. Let's say the bat chat looked like it still had shots. Oh god. I didn't even see that in time. Their Type 4 push, that's actually kind of awesome for us. If I can actually pen him. There we go. If I can pen him. The Emil 2, it was alright when they released it, but it's definitely got power creeped a little bit, and it's not even that old of a tank. Just the gun handling is pretty bad, especially when you factor in the penetration it has and the DPM. I really hope someone can... This other Type 4 is pushing. It's just I'm trying to get to spots that are useful, but I'm always just a little bit too late because, you know, the mobility isn't as much as I'd like it to be either. But I just feel like now, given that we just lost one other tank here, me pushing here, I'm gonna get hit by these two tanks mainly before I can get to this rock. It's just, I don't know what our Artie's doing. I feel like he's not hitting anything, but Tito, EPCR is the standard round on the Emil 2, FYI, but this is definitely not the best move for me here, but I just, you can see the accuracy on this thing. Actually hitting this thing, I'm gonna have to get lucky. It just, the shells fly every which way. Yep, couldn't even pen its cupola with a heat shot there. Most other tier 9s with a premium round could pen the cupola where I just hit it. Now I only have 2 premium shells left with that because I don't carry too many in this. But I guess I can go after their bat though. I don't know off the top of my head, Dana, to be honest. Which hello, G-Boz, nice to see you. Oh god. Good. Awesome. That's good. I'm actually gonna take 1 pot shot at him because I still have 2 shots here. I knew he was gonna hit me again. 400 plus damage. We need to kill him. It's just me going at this alone is not the best scenario. I don't have a repair kit, so I'm just, it's just he can one-shot me if he gets lucky, but I don't think I'm gonna have any help. Yeah, this is where playing against Japanese heavies, it's difficult when they're able to do that, and I'm in a tank that really struggles to land a clean shot. They of course just kind of suicide it here. There goes my gun. I'm struggling to get anything done here. And honestly, I'm really confused. Like, I'm probably gonna get smacked here and killed from the HE before I can get back. But I'm just confused at where the T-92 is shooting. He just killed the 268. But at least it looks like we're gonna get this. We're up by 3. Now we're still up by 3 now. But that was, it's kind of important that they had gotten that 268. But you don't see me play mainly the Emil 1 and Emil 2 anymore because the Kranwagen's like borderline to where the gun handling is acceptable. But yeah. These are some tanks where all they need to do is fix it, is increase the accuracy a little bit, especially the turret bloom while you're moving your hull left and right is pretty large. And I don't even think that they need to touch the DPM that much. It's mainly just buffing the accuracy to where you can actually hit things. Because they still have really strong turrets. Awesome. But, my god. If I had tried to go, if you're saying east, like further east here, he would have been able to kill me out in the open. But that's where most people you'll see, like standard pen here, 252 isn't that bad, but with the accuracy added on, it's a lot worse than it seems. You'll see most people run with premium, which isn't too high, 300, to where most premium shells are a little bit above 300. But congrats, Victor, on winning the raffle there. Oh well. At least we still got a win, but that was really frustrating there. But yeah, at least we still got a win in that. I just get really frustrated in tanks where I'm fighting like the accuracy and stuff more so than I'm fighting my enemies. But they probably would have won that if... Oh really, dog? He is like groaned at me. Probably would have won that if they had stayed turtled up. We would have lost. I need to catch up. I'm gonna do the challenges now. I'll definitely say if anyone else does any other tank requests, I most likely cannot do any more tonight. Sorry. I'm gonna try my best to do the ones I currently have, but no promises if I can actually get to them all or not. So let me get into an ultimate request or an ultimate challenge here. Yeah. If you can't tell, I'm a little bit like swamped tonight. Like I haven't had any like pure like matches to where trying to set things up left and right. Let's see what I get here. We have to play a tier 10 tank destroyer. So I've got to do 2.5 times the HP total of a tank here. Honestly, with how scatterbrained I am tonight, I'm gonna pick the T110E3 here. So I gotta do 2.5 times 2050 HP. Green, I gotta reach 5,125 here. It's alright, Tito, though, about the rounds. I'm honestly, I don't use a lot of premium consumables outside of a fire extinguisher, and for premium rounds, I'm not like a lot of other streamers and people you see post like screenshots and stuff where you have the premium round into one key. That's really all they use. So I'm excited, Maxim, yeah, for 1.0. I didn't even see you on the other team, Jeffrey. Or no, you're on my team then. You're Black Horse, right? I'm glad we won that one. I feel like looking at my team, I'm gonna have to suck it up and push through the center. Yeah, we don't have enough tanks going there. The Badger and the Type 4 heavies going up to the hills. That's interesting. He could do very well up there. Like, I could be wrong, but Type 4 is not a tank that I would want to take into a open area with uneven terrain. I have no clue, Tito, why you can't play after the latest update. That's something, yeah. It's always impossible to know since so many people have different types of computers and different spec levels and stuff. Do I play ranked? If you look at my most recent stream, I streamed last night. It was kind of like a little extra stream this week. I did rank then. Otherwise, I don't really play ranked because I don't really have time to play outside of streams, and the way I do my streams, they're almost all viewer requests, and as long as I own a tank, I'll play it. Where it's hard for me to honestly pop from different tiers, like tier 4 to tier 10 to tier 2 and, you know, stuff like that, to where if I do ranked, I need to just strictly play ranked, which is what I did last night, and it went really well. It's just, it's, you know, it's something to where I don't want to get frustrated popping in and out of ranked, to where this E3 is actually in a really good spot. Give him credit, and I can't actually pen him. Not too surprised I'm getting RD'd, which I'm honest, I only have 2 HE shells, but I'm gonna use use them here, to be honest, because I can't pen. E3, he swapped over to HE as well. Oops, I actually can get penned by this E4. I don't know. I just hit him with the HE, but... Oh, why did you pull back? It's like they're leaving me out to dry here. Crap. I didn't want to hit him with another HE shell, but he's my shot. I have no clue why these guys pulled back. It'd be better, because they're taking shots now, and I can't... With where the enemy's pushing, I can't necessarily bounce shots for them, because I will be getting shot in my lower plate. Or even like right here, I'm technically not 100% safe. It's just... It's frustrating. At least people are starting to get shots off of the hill area. Like the Stripe 103B I see is there. And even the Badger, it's just... Our base is about to get kind of overwhelmed too. Oh crap. Just I can't pop out too much. We still have a lot of tanks, so it's not out of hand yet. It's just I didn't expect to run. That guy's literally stopping me from pushing, and I could actually run away, but even this is risky because I'm not going to be as already safe, and they'll have easier shots on me. Now I only have one tank behind me. Yep, no repair kit. Where I didn't get back in time. I'm a goner. Because I can't kill that AMX. Wait, my only hope was turning, but oh well. Technically, I did get done the challenge, Floyd, but most of it was block damage, which I don't like winning them just from block, but I did get over 5100 by about like 800 combined. So thanks for the challenge. This is honestly, I was really frustrated. I should have stopped here when I saw I only had 2 other people until I saw what was in front of me. But I got myself stuck in a little corner, and I just couldn't get myself out. But the enemy team played it well. I got myself a little bit too far out there in a tank that's not that flexible. Oh well. But that's more my fault than, while some people did set up a little bit strange, I should have wait it until I got myself that far out. So I got an M46 challenge here. So let's hop into this tank here. I've got to do 1.5 times the HP total for the M46. At least I need to double check and make sure this is the right tank, but I got to get to 2,550 combined. Yeah, I don't like winning challenges like just from block, but that's really all I could do for where I got myself. But I knew someone was gonna end up pushing like that AMX did. Once my AMX basically popped back to the next little cubby hole, he wasn't able to help me at all. Which, basically you gotta suck it up and stay with your teammates, because popping back one little notch further, basically that one guy leapfrogging me, he had 2 people behind him, so the guys behind me couldn't pop up because they were just going to get hit by the other 2 people, and I was flanked. Where, Most of the blame's on me though for pushing that far. I just hope that they end up winning. Probably gonna get in trouble from trying to get a shot on the T-49, but here we go. Most people don't know that you can shoot through those little oh god. I don't want to take that hit. Luckily it was a little bit of a low roll, but everyone had stopped to shoot the T-49 like I did. All you do is you third person aim right on the kind of the silhouette that would be behind it. You'll get a clean, easy shot through it. Unless you're shooting heat or HE, it won't work then. I'm actually going to change up tactics here, because looking at how our team is positioned, I don't think that I'm going to be able to push, which they push 2 people in super fast. And I don't think that my team is actually going to pick them up. We have a defender here, but they're both chasing me. I'm going to take another shot here. I might get shot through there. Just I don't think that my teammates actually... Thank you, T-34. Wreck that. Maybe they did pick them up a little bit. But I don't think they realized that the middle was open. That's where I was heading to. I saw we had some people, which they're almost dead. There's only one tank there left in the field, to where like we literally had no eyes in the center. I might get hit here. Luckily, one of their tanks didn't slot in there. Not in the best of spots here, to be honest. There's 4 tanks pushing. I'd like to help you, T-34, but I need to get back one further spot, I think. Thank you, Dana, for the tip. I'm glad, you know, over this past year plus, I've been able to help you out a bit. Yeah, that is why I started streaming. Whether I'm making good moves or bad moves, there's always something to learn from it. Not already safe anymore, but thank you very much for the tip though, Dana. He's aiming at me. No. I'm dead. Deader than dead. Oh well. I had to get to what? 20. I did just barely get over the challenge though. I had to get to 2,550 damage, and I got to a little over 3,100, I believe. So at the end of the day, I did get just over that. So thanks for the challenge, Andrew. I squeaked by there, but luckily my team, because they didn't end up capping because of me and that T-34. Luckily my team still has the numbers to where we should win this one. Thanks again for the challenge though. Lawrence, I'm gonna hold your request. You know, it is on my screen. It's just, I said a little bit ago, I probably can't take any more tank requests because I don't have a ton of time compared to when the stream ends here. Let me okay, 121 here. I'm getting a little lost as to like what tanks I'm playing next. See, it's getting a 121. Try to update the tip goal here. Since for chat, add into it automatically. Thank you very much again for the super chat. Yep. That always feels nice when you do that, John Labobo. Tito, one thing you can do if the game's just crashing automatically, just do a fresh install. Just uninstall and reinstall. If it doesn't fix it then it's something with your PC. The words that nobody ever wants to hear. But you could try like reinstalling like a graphic driver. Something along those lines. This is the laptop, you know, you don't have two screens to where like I usually have like Task Manager open if I'm having a problem and seeing like if my CPU or GPU or something or RAM is like maxing out. See, Cutterus. Thanks for platooning tonight. Have a nice one. I can't really hold down on this. Now 121 is probably the most neglected tier 10 medium tank right now. I would say it's the most neglected tier 10, but the Object 268 kind of holds that crown still. It's just right now, anything the 121 has an advantage of over other mediums, mainly alpha, the Object 430U does better, and the advantages typically don't outweigh the disadvantages of the poor gun handling and the gun depression. But you still can work on this little hill in tanks with no gun depression, fortunately. Not as good as you'll like a lot of times, but better than getting yourself too far out sometimes. Like, he's penning me right in my turret front. The 121, you can actually pen it pretty much in any tier 10 tank, right in the turret. It's not as strong as you might think. Plus you have the cupolas, but you know, it's a tank to where it looks like it's beefy as far as the armor goes on the front turret, but just basically aim at the flat bits and you're gonna pen it every time. Unless you get like a super bad roll on a standard round. Hey, the other side's lucky that they haven't pushed everybody in just yet, but it's gonna get to that point here. Because the enemy team has a lot of people over there. I can't wait for Erlingberg to get reworked. I'm gonna try to help with this 50B given that he kind of escaped here, but I might take a lot of damage. I hope I don't, but good possibility. Oh, I missed. Oh lord. I need to prevent him from being more than one shot. Yeah. I pulled that shot because I had it clicked, and by the time I fired the shot, the gun depression basically screwed me over. And it's a tank, you know, that I probably should have kept that in the back of my mind, but oh well. We have a really big problem here. They've got a lot of tanks left. You know, we're only down by one, but they have really heavy tanks left and high alpha tanks to where I can't cap. I'm just going to be torn apart because they already have at least, I would guess, 3 or 4 people back there. Our best bet is honestly catching them while they're trying to push our cap, but like they still have a 705A, a 268 version 4, Jagdpanzer E100, Super Conqueror, a 907, E100. Yeah. It's gonna be tough. It's not impossible here, but their team was a lot more organized over on that flank than we were on ours over here. We wish the people that died would just leave us alone. It never helps when you badger your teammates. Hello Abdul, nice to see you. Hope you're having a good day so far. Come on. I had penned one of those, but I don't think he's still there, but I'm still gonna chuck a shot because now we're down by 3. It's just gonna start snowballing. No problem. Yeah, I saw that a little earlier when I was updating my stream title. I can't believe I said twiddle. Title over on Twitch. I guess it is kind of a combination between title and Twitch, though. At this point, I really wish I hadn't have taken that 50B shot earlier. Really? Of course, it's a crit. I like the 705A. I think it's a good tank. A lot of people don't feel too hot about it, honestly. But I personally think it's a good tier 10. If you want to see my full kind of opinion about it, just pop over to my website. I don't want to, you know, just shovel people there or push people there. It's just, I honestly at this point I'm kind of like overwhelmed all through the stream today to where I probably won't have a piece together opinion that'll make sense. But if you just pop over to which tank line is right for you under the article and guide section, I have a review basically for every single. I don't know why he's calling people campers. Like, nobody's camping, honestly. But I don't even know what to do here to, you know, I couldn't have pushed, couldn't have went south, and it just, yeah. I still ended up, I don't know. It just felt like our team was not really coordinated. I'm doing okay today, Abdul. It's been a little bit of a busy night, but I kind of did it to myself. I was reading off a lot of little tidbits about upcoming stuff for this year in World of Tanks, to where I got myself a little bit too in the weeds. I'm just barely catching up now. But the 705A, basically what people don't like about it is there are spots that basically, if you're against, like, say something chucking HE at you, they can do a lot of damage because, like, the engine deck, the turret roof, it's a little thin. The shell cost, even for the standard ammo, is a little expensive, and it's not very flexible as far as the accuracy is a little poor. It's a little slow, and it's really good at city fighting and like side scraping and stuff, but not so much outside of that. Yeah, but yeah, as far as over on Maku, or the which tank line is right for you, I keep it updated whenever there's like a major change in a patch, and every tank there, as far as in the tank tech tree, is kind of listed. As I say, well, lucky for you, Abdul, the 111 is already requested. I'm not taking any more requests though after what's already up here though, because it's gonna take me to the end of the stream here. But yeah, that's up in 2 tanks. No problem, Abdul. I look a little tired. I'm not too tired right now. Honestly, I drank a little too much coffee, but I've just, oh my god. Don't have anyone going to the hill. Okay. I I can't go up here. I hope we end up capping. That's honestly what I'm going to play for, because like it is possible the enemy team's not going to push the hill either, but usually you have like 8+ people on the hill for encounter mode, and we sent what, 3? By the time I got up there, I don't think these guys would have been alive. Like I'd be here right now trying to climb. But yeah, I'm gonna try to help them. It's just it's not looking too hot right now. Thank you very much, Lobobo and Joe Fiden's hair plugs though for the tips, guys. Yeah, not too many blacklists people tonight, which is a good thing. Like I don't like putting people on it, honestly. I know I have a lot on there, but like, why can't I aim quicker in this? But yeah, I'm not that tired. It's just I've like I said, I have a pretty busy weekend ahead of me to where it's probably showing as far as trying to get a lot of stuff done. Not enough time to do it either. Awesome. 1500 damage and 5 critical hits on top of that. That guy's probably a little bit angry. I would be a little bit angry. And he just got set on fire. I'm probably gonna die here. I shouldn't have done this. Shouldn't have done this at all. I'm 100% dead. That was totally my fault there, but yeah. I'm still confused why my team played this like a standard battle instead of encounter mode, but that's the second time it's happened. Sorry for whoever requested the 183. I need to focus a little bit more here. These past couple battles I've definitely slacked off a little bit. Well, here, I'll start. You want me to start blacklisting people every single battle so you have to take a drink? I actually like Himmelsdorf. I just think the problem with Himmelsdorf is standard mode. Too many people put too much emphasis on the hill, in my opinion. Encounter mode, not enough people put emphasis on the hill, but honestly, Wargaming, I wish that they would just tweak it. I personally would have people spawn on the rail side almost, like very close to where you spawn in standard battles, and then put the cap basically in the center of the map to where it usually won't come into play. Like put it close towards like the heavy tank alley, but in the center courtyard to where the cap would come into play later on in a match, but mostly people are going to fight it out. Where currently, like, you can't put it on the hill because then it would just screw over, like, say, super heavy tanks and stuff. But I feel like its current setup, if your team doesn't go to the hill, you're pretty much going to lose, because you're going to lose whoever's on the hill before your team's actually going to accomplish anything down low. I did make a pretty glaring error by pulling out in front of all the people on their hill, but yeah, it happens. More shot here. On team. Then we can push behind me. That's where I'm gonna end up going eventually, I feel like. Maybe 85, he's actually trying to push into me. Worked out. take that 97 damage. Hey team, where'd you go? Here's the Type 58. Probably gonna get myself in a lot of trouble. There's an OI here. I'm definitely gonna die. Yeah. I was really hoping to get that Tiger P out, but no, now it's starting to... We lost this AT-15A. He pushed a little soon, but this Tiger P being here allows them to move into the town. Oh well. I still did 770 damage, 4,500 assists, but unfortunately a T-21 would be better like playing in the field, but there's only right now 2 tanks out there. It's not worthwhile to go out there. We should still, we're down by 3, but the only way we're going to win this is if that IS-2 starts popping off to pretty big shots. Hello to Argentina, Tito. I actually saw that earlier. I guess forgot to say hi. Okay, so WZ-111 is up next here. I got a couple grinds done tonight, not as much as I was kind of planning to, but that's all good. Next stream now I'm gonna go kind of back what I was doing earlier this week, where I do like 2 tank requests and I do 1 grind, stuff like that. Hello Leonard, nice to see you. Yeah, I think as far as I got like 4 battles done tonight as far as grinds go. That's kind of my fault for not cutting out a little bit more time for him. I'm actually a little surprised Levi, he's kind of awake back there, but I thought he would have won it out of the room. I had the door shut since like literally a minute before I went live here, which is why it took me like 1 or 2 minutes past 8 to get live. Ryan's parents showed up here, so I had to shut the door, or else, you know, it's gonna be really loud, and Levi was gonna be, if he was stuck out of the room, he would have been honestly blowing air under the door until I let him in, and you know, fortunately he kind of calmed down. All right. I need to help these guys. I'm not too happy that I'm gonna have to fight some of these. I'm gonna have to use quite a bit of a premium, like my AP on certain spots of the T-54. If he angles a certain way, I won't be able to pen him. Where I need to hit him high up on the side, at lower plate and stuff, he just, you know, it brings it from having a slight chance of bouncing to taking a lot of that out of the equation. Crack him there. I was just mainly aiming not to miss there. I was actually gonna let him pass, so I got a side shot, but the 9. Why is the Object 257 up here? Crap! I completely screwed this up. Thank God. But sorry, Lawrence, I can't take any more requests tonight. I've said that a couple times. I actually have one of your, it says 5100 as a request, I guess. You know, I wish I could do more tank requests some nights, but tonight I was, or not just tonight, I mean Fridays typically the tank requests get pretty full pretty quickly. Why we're still putting people in here. Like the Type 59, if he gets out, it's because the super person is taking shots for him, but we're better off to pull back, regroup a little bit. That was really lucky that I just penned him, honestly. Back down. Where the hell did you come from? Thanks for blocking him now. I'm gonna... Thanks for saving me, but I'm more concerned about a T-54 here. We did our best up there though. Did 2,700 damage. The TVP did a good job at helping me there. That's, you know, teamwork. Where Wargaming wanting to put like a karma system in, this would be somewhere where like you could give the guy like a thumbs up. I don't know how it's gonna work, but that's kind of the plan that they want to do. So basically, reverse reporting system basically. But I got as much damage as I could out of there, but we're outnumbered in the north to where I don't know how, or I know how, that the south is really hard to push, which is why I usually don't go there. I don't mean to, I wasn't trying to sound rude there, Lawrence. It's just, I have I have a few requests. They're in my chat bot here from using the command earlier. It's just, I said a little bit earlier, which I'm gonna have to wait for the 113 till I get the crew back. Yeah, I said a little earlier a couple times I was gonna stop taking requests for a bit. Given that by the time I get done these next 3 battles, I was hoping to get, you know, I just purchased the Cody T50. I've only played that one fight so far, and I wasn't going to get an AMX-65T, but I was going to hop into another tank to try to get one of the 3X's done. Well, when I say, like, that's me, like, when I say, like, I screwed this up, I could have played that a little bit differently, where I could have killed that T-54 in one shot sooner. And then basically when I was backing up, I got hit from the side by that PZ-58. I should have backed up at a little bit different angle, so it was harder for him to pen me, and I probably would not have taken that damage. So that would have given me an extra 500-ish HP to work with, to where we still wouldn't have probably won the flank, but it would have gotten me probably anywhere from like 400 to like 800 extra damage there on the enemy team. So it would have helped my team win a little, or have a higher chance at winning. So that's me, to where even though I did well, I kind of beat myself up when I make little mistakes, to where looking back I should have done something a little bit differently. So hit the shot. Like, a lot of people do like Blitz. I personally think though, if you have a PC and you're able to play between the standard World of Tanks PC or Blitz, I feel like PC is the way to go. There's a lot more tanks. They're adding in the new graphics, so there's basically more support and things. There's more depth to the game. But, you know, Blitz has its own merits. Like, some people really hate Arty. There's no Arty in Blitz. The matches are faster, and, you know, balancing, there's different balancing there as far as like RNG, premium rounds, stuff like that. Both have their ups and downs though, but, you know, throughout the years, console, Blitz, stuff like that, the best version is still PC, in my opinion, as far as the standard PC. The Conqueror don't push yet. I don't necessarily want to push here, but T22 medium. So I've got to shoot him right about, yeah. I think. I haven't shot, honestly, a T20, no, I haven't shot a T22 in quite some time to where he's got that angle down to where that's not gonna work out with him angling like that. So the 907, it's got like a really angled side upper hull with space armor that will block a ton of damage. The T22, if I'm not mistaken, the entire side hull is angled. So if it's angled like that, you're just gonna bounce off of it left and right. I'm sorry, Badger, I kind of blocked him a little bit, but I was really not wanting to push like our team did here. But once I saw that they were kind of getting sucked this way, I went with it. I wanted to get myself in here, in that little cubby hole. You let them basically push up to these buildings here, and then they're not really able to push past it. But now that they're here, and basically we lost a few tanks, it's going to be tough for us to come back here. I can't push out to where the Super Conqueror is. This was just a little bit wrong in the positioning. But the T22, you know, it's not as good as it once was, because honestly it was completely overpowered. Take that. I knew I was gonna get hit a lot, but oh lord, the batch had shooting heat. Yeah, I'm a goner. But this is where Southern team on Swamp, they're removing Swamp the next patch because usually the Southern team loses, but our team threw away whatever advantage we had. We didn't have enough people here, but basically we pushed here up this way, where the enemy team, that's the only advantage they have on this map, is this area. Getting people here early and then basically killing you in this little box. Usually the Northern team, you win by putting people here and then pushing heavies here, and then you just wrap right around and kill them, and then finally your heavies basically then push that flank. But oh well. Right, so 113 was the tank. I just need a crew for it, which we ended up big. You know, the WZ-111, of course we lost it. Yeah, gold rounds, it's kind of the norm right now. Especially once you start getting above tier 8, but even lower tiers on the NA server, like there's no escaping them. Did the most amount of damage my last battle though, but fortunately that was a pretty easy win for them. What was I playing again? A 113. Okay. But that last battle, I didn't play it well at all, but really there was no salvaging that with how the enemy, they pushed where they usually push, but our team just pushed right into them stupidly. Well, it's not that they're removing Swamp because it's not idiot proof, it's honestly they have never had it balanced correctly. Like, I've played every single version of it. It's just, it's always been, when they've reworked it, one side has had a distinct advantage over the other. There were some maps like one side will have an advantage on certain flanks. This one, in Swamp, it's never been balanced to where both sides have a decent chance at beating one another. So that's why they're removing it. But it's all people's opinions. But Wargaming, you know, they're the ones that have the map data as far as where people go, win percentage per side, stuff like that. And they've posted tidbits of it before, and Swamp's always been the worst offender. The other ones are Mines. I forget the other. There's a couple others too, but Mines is also up there, where the northern spawn has an advantage on Mines from getting into the center a little earlier. Yeah, I do Brothers in Arms for my first skill and everything. I think it's nice, but Sixth Sense is really useful, which a lot of people go with, and then get Brothers in Arms for their second skill. I just go Brothers in Arms first on everything because I have so many tanks, so many crews to where, you know, it takes me on a lot of tanks that I only play like one match, you know, say like a weekend. It takes me forever to get a crew skill to where it's not feasible for me to like reset crews, and yeah. But you know, the most important skills are Brothers in Arms. You have Sixth Sense, stuff like Smooth Ride, Safe Stowage. If you're in a light tank, Camouflage, some heavy tanks, Repair. Even some mediums, actually, Camouflage is pretty important to have. I have no idea what that means, hit shot, as far as boxes and stuff. If you mean loot boxes, Wargaming, actually in their Q&A they did for developers, there's a video of it, granted it's in Russian, they stated loot boxes, they went over really well in the PC version for the New Year's loot boxes. You know, they're called like gift packages or whatever, but they're loot boxes. But Wargaming, they're never gonna implement them at a like paid boxes in tanks, they said, on a permanent basis. It's just gonna be special events, which I completely agree with. I feel like if they did them permanently, they wouldn't honestly get as many people buying them either, honestly. Whereas if they're a special event, because you get really good gold values out of them for when they have done them, people end up, like, I bought a lot of them. Have to make videos, but also for the gold aspect, people kind of say stock up on them per se. No, I don't want to do this. Honestly, these past few battles, I like killed myself the first 2 hours of the stream here trying to do too much, to where I've kind of like, I'm struggling to the main part. So, you know, someone actually complimented me earlier, I forget who it was exactly you're watching, about like my map awareness. That's where when I start struggling like this, it's hard for me to like keep hitting shots, moving my tank to bounce shots while looking at the minimap and figuring where I need to go next. Where the past like 4 or 5 battles, that's what has kind of happened to me. My eyes are just like strained a little bit. And I shouldn't have done that, given I pushed out, and for me to hit his lower plate, I had to expose mine for about 2 seconds longer than I wanted to there. They already stunned me to where I'm not going to have a very good shot here. I'm just going to take a pot shot, and luckily that worked. I got lucky there. Nothing about skill, just kind of taking a random shot at someone's turret. World of Warships has something called containers, but from what Wargaming said, they're not putting them in PC tanks. I think loot boxes should stay far away from really any free-to-play game, unless they're 100% cosmetic. At least on a permanent scale. Like, I'm fine with what Wargaming does with like temporary special events. I'm really confused here because my team, they're all running away. I don't think they realized that we had equal numbers, and by running away, like, I can't turn here because by the time I turn around, like, it's just, now we're just putting, like, I can't stay up there. I lost all my HP because everyone else ran away. Or not everybody else, but the 2 tanks that were up fighting, just, it's a snowball effect, and we're down by 4, where running away is just gonna make us weak. This flank now too, but oh well. I was trying to fight my best up there, it's just wasn't working out too great. 113, I like it, but I do struggle a little bit with playing it sometimes. Ooh. Because of that. The armor, you know, it's really hard to get the armor to work for this tank. It's more like a heavy medium than a true heavy, to where you can get snapshot it like that, where I had my side armor exposed a little bit too much and basically have the side armor of like a medium tank. I only did 2100 damage, but once I was kind of looking and I saw people running off of the hill, I'm like, well, this is not good. Alright, so I've got an SU-100Y coming up here, where maybe I can get into that 5100 request, Lawrence. Because I did want to get into a grind and I am grinding that, so. But unfortunately I've died quite a bit here. I was really surprised though, we had a T95 on that battle and he was basically in the south. The 121B's on PC, yeah. It's a Clan Wars reward tank, if I'm not mistaken. Alright. Top tier, but I don't think I have ever played an SU-100Y on Lakeville. I know I'm not going to the valley because I'm just going to get RD'd down and I can't push, I can't defend there given the size of this thing. I'm going to take a little bit of a leap of faith and hope that this, why'd you stop Type 64? Well, I'm just going to take a random shot there because I thought he was going to spot, but now everyone that was crossing, you know, they're basically past. I can take a shot at the KB1 because he's taking a really unsafe route, but our Type 64 should have spotted early before they set up to kill him. At least we killed their Type 64. Actually did look like I got a hit on the KB1. It didn't hit the ground behind him. Still got a PC-34, fortunately. Doesn't have the best view range, but he spot a little bit for me. I don't think anyone's going to be here, but maybe. No, I definitely didn't hit somebody there. Unless it was something other than a KB1, but right, Cromwell. Hoping someone else was going to be with him. Well, B7's a nice spot, but if I'm spotted, I literally have no chance at surviving in this thing. Looking at try to make my way over to the town, or no, just yeah, I can't go over there now, unfortunately. Unfortunately, I never really got spot or shots through here, but it stinks. We're just getting held up in the valley by just a couple people. If I stay out here though, given the size of this thing and no armor, I'll get one shot like on IKV or Wolverine and then I'll get taken out. To where my best bet, we still have 3 people in the valley, to where these RDs should keep running back here. Yeah, the KV-1S used to be at tier 6, but it was unbalanced, so they moved it down a tier and added in, I forget the name of the tank. That poor Hellcat. I saw it trying to turn. Granted, I'm gonna be the poor SU-100Y soon once somebody else gets a shot on me here. Yeah, I don't have it. Thank God you stayed there. Let's say I don't have a good shot on him. Do have an SU-100Y of themselves over here though. How do you queue a tank? So usually you just type exclamation point request, you press space, and then you type a tank name. As long as I have it, I'll play it for you. It's the end of the stream now. I ended at 11 p.m. my time, which is about 7 minutes from now. So unfortunately I'm not taking any more. I kind of close requests. Usually Fridays they fill up within the first hour, where I closed them about like a half hour or so ago, where I technically still have one. It basically, the command puts it on my chat bot, and if someone requests on Twitch the same thing, I basically compile it into one that shows up on the stream here. They can cap. They got 3 tanks down there. Once they get on the cap, that's when I will kind of push out. I still think that their SU-100Y is up here, but if they get on the cap, the likelihood of them aiming up here still is a little bit lower. IKV's still there. I would say, if I was actually them, I probably would push through in this situation. You don't need a premium AP shell, but I've got to load it. All this already is just tearing them up. KV-1S is one-shottable. Crap, I shouldn't have went this way, actually. Yeah, the only way they're gonna get a good shot is if this SU spots him, so I actually have to get really far up here with my V range to have a chance at spotting him. I kind of forgot that I had 3 SPGs, honestly. I think we'll still be fine here. I might get killed, but as long as we can cap him out, I'm happy. And surprisingly, that guy actually didn't push. Really, the only play they had was this SU pushing straight up the spot for the arty. I was just gonna try to go through the town so that SU couldn't point at me and my KV-1S. Alright, but all in all, decent battle. Top 2 damage. Match, yep, the VK3002M had a pretty good match there. But my last battle in the 113, I just want to see how well I place compared to the rest of my team. I have no clue how I got top damage. I was about to say, I thought I left some damage on the board, but I don't feel that bad anymore. Their 140 completely wiped us. Yeah, he wiped the floor. But I'm really surprised I got top damage there. But I usually don't name and shame people, but looking at the bottom there at one specific TD, if you're playing a TD with armor and you're camping all the way in the back, you shouldn't be playing a TD with armor. I know tank destroyers kind of have like the reputation of, you know, playing longer ranges, safer, stuff like that, but certain TDs you almost have to play like heavy tanks sometimes. Which, let me start the last raffle here. Since I had some pretty good battles today. I guess didn't really get many, you know, first classes and stuff. We'll do 1,000 Levi biscuits for the last raffle here. That's nice to know, Hit. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, guys. You know, this is my last battle, more or less. Yeah, I will say my next stream's basically Sunday night, 8 p.m. start time. After that, you know, I have the same stream schedule coming up for this next week. The following, so basically after next weekend, I most likely will be changing my stream schedule a little bit. Since basically the restaurant is opening up, so I'll be back working somewhat. I'm just gonna have to shift things around a little bit. More or less, I'll probably just be streaming, like maybe at first I'll still be doing 2 early streams for my time, but eventually that's probably gonna go down to just 1 early stream. It's just a little hard to stream when, you know, I'm at work in the morning. But I honestly don't, even though, you know, I'm top tier, we're all top tier here, I don't want to get myself seen first. You know, you really have to conserve your HP in this. I almost thought about free XPing this, but I chose to do, you know, open up the 65T and get the Cody T50. But I've actually started enjoying this the past few battles I've played of it. But this battle, though, I might end up in the town if I survive up here, because playing it in the open is really hard because you can't really take advantage of your autoloader due to the size, lack of armor, and the amount of time it takes you to fire all the shots. No arty though, so a little bit safer than it appeared. This guy has a shot on me though, just because the likelihood of them having people that can hit me is a little bit low within the render range here. The furthest circle out on the mini map for me. What am I doing here? Yeah, really playing with fire here. Yeah, I need to go play my strength, which is not here. I can't help them. Basically, just the only way I can help them is basically taking damage, which my favorite food, it's tough to say. Like, I literally eat so many different things on a daily basis, especially if I'm like cooking in the kitchen. I would say my favorite type of food is anything spicy, more or less, but like I'm a sucker for, say, like Asian noodles, basically. So something, you know, with soy sauce, not necessarily sriracha, but some sort of like spicy chili element. But like I literally eat. Oh god, I accidentally alt tapped wrong there. I literally like eat anything, so. And the different stuff I eat is, some of it is disgusting, I'll admit that, but like I'll try all different combinations, whether it's at home or at work. But unfortunately this last, I might do another one, but I don't think I'll have time to. I have to get up really early tomorrow, so I got a bounce out of him. I'm actually kind of lucky for that. I won't say I'm impressed that I got a bounce because I got really lucky from that shot. Where that shot went, but you just blocked me. I kind of had to push in closer here. Yeah, we are really, really screwed. Killed him. We're getting capped, but I can't shoot that far away. Actually reset the cap, but unfortunately I'm probably gonna get hit by the 252U, but this is literally the only chance I have to. But congrats Dana on winning the raffle. Gotta set up here and I gotta start taking some shots and hope they hit. Stupid truck. Oh, my engine too. Stayed out here. Down by 1 now. Fortunately though, I lost HP from. I should have kept moving instead of sitting in that roadway a little bit longer than I did. The food at our restaurant, if you want to take a look at it, just Google. It's easier to just Google the Inn of Cape May, and same website. It's called Alethia's, but it's kind of hard to describe because like like we have a little bit of everything, but we're basically a seafood town to where we have a lot of seafood, but it's like American cuisine to where, you know, filet, we have seafood, pasta. We actually do a lot of like vegan stuff, gluten-free stuff now. But like for breakfast and lunch, like Cape May is a lot of families that take vacations to where, you know, try to keep it somewhat affordable while still having pretty good food. I bounced that last shot. That's where, like, if I was firing all APCR there, I would have killed that Type 59. This M4 is the one on the cap. Oh, is he the one? I don't think I'm still spotted. Unfortunately, I have 27 seconds. Now I'm gonna get spotted before. They just got off the cap though. Not that I think we'll be able to get this, but nah, it's Super Pershing. I completely forgot about him. Unfortunately, I wasn't loaded though to where I could have, say, clipped him, clipped the 252U, but oh well. Unfortunately, yeah, it's my last battle though. But thank you very much for, you know, watching tonight, guys. It was still a fun stream. It was a little hectic for me in the beginning, but get the credits rolling here. You know, thanks again for watching though, guys. The next time I'll be back is Sunday night, of course, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time start time. I wish I would have got a win here at the end, but top 2 damage. The Luva did a really good job. It's just I probably should have went to town first because I would have. We probably would have won the town if I had went there first, but oh well. As far as ribeye, Like really, when it comes to steak, it's basically all about searing it and then cooking it. Like you can just cook it straight over, say like a grill or even in a pan. Personally, I don't mind cooking stuff in pans when it comes to meat. Like I feel sometimes people grill stuff too much and it gets too charred in a way, but yeah. I like cooking in a cast iron. Like that's literally all I have here at home except for pots to like make soup in. But I'm just gonna pull up the last little bit. Yes, it's a lot of purple here, but for anyone who did miss it, if you want to, if you missed this, I'm gonna post it on Discord. I really want to make a video of this. I don't think I have time to do it tonight, and I don't think I'll have time to do it, say tomorrow either. But basically, this is a little list of Wargaming had a video of what's to come for 2018 in World of Tanks. It was in Russian and it was developers, so most likely we won't see it like on, say, the main World of Tanks website. But essentially, I'm going to post it on my Discord. There's a link in the video description below. It's going to be in the public World of Tanks channel, but essentially reworks for maps, the crew system, preferential premium tanks, premium ammunition, and a bunch of other little changes here. But let me, just in case if someone's gonna like pause the video. But I wish I could have gotten this a little bit a little bit more set up here, since I was a little bit running out of time before the stream. But just to take a look at, this is what I wanted to show you guys too. I'm still working on the video about like power creep. Now these are from like tanks.gg, but essentially working on mechanic here, making a video about it. This is gonna show up, yeah, there we go. See you guys though. Basically all the heavy tanks here at tier 10, top left is kind of starting at older tanks, in the bottom right, which I guess I probably should actually just leave that above everything else. It's a little bit easier to see. Top left is kind of the oldest, bottom right getting to older or newer tanks. You'll start to notice kind of going down that like the AMX 54, Object 705A, Super Conqueror, they don't really have weak spots more than just say like one little area. But basically these armor values more or less are, it's against basically a 248 millimeter of pen. So basically it's something to where I'm going to be making a video about kind of how the game has progressed a bit as far as armor goes, especially at high tiers. But it's not just going to be about heavies, it's going to be about mediums and TDs and stuff. Well, it is one of the first tier 10s, but I'm basing it off of, again, I'm just showing you guys a little tidbit. The mouse, at least on PC, it was rebalanced last year, adding in a crap ton of armor, especially on its turret in the sides, to where I kind of ordered them that way. So it'll all make sense in the video, but it's going to take me a while to get it done, since I've been a little bit busier than I would like. But anyway, thanks again for watching, guys. I'll be back Sunday night. Have a very good weekend, and I'll see you guys around hopefully Sunday. If not, next time I stream after that is Tuesday morning. So see you guys, and thank you for the follow, Cyber, over on Twitch. Have a nice one.